Hi, everyone. And this is Shikha, your Mindfulness Mindset Coach. And today I'm going to talk about something that I have been wanting to talk about for a while, something that I really think a lot about. And I have given some time to kind of process it for myself. I'm talking about spirituality. And it's been a very interesting journey for me personally because I grew up in a house that was sort of religious, not religious to the extent that it being intolerant towards others or religious to the extent of doing a lot of rituals, but religious in terms of doing a morning prayer and following certain rituals. Though I lived with them, and of course, I respected what they did, I somehow personally couldn't relate to it. And so as I grew up and I became more familiar with the terms around someone like that, I believed that I was maybe an atheist, but it didn't seem like that to me because I did have faith. I believed that there was something which was bigger than me. And then I started practicing yoga in the physical aspect of the practice, like most of us. But as I started practicing it, I'm so grateful to my teachers who brought in and talked about the scriptures, the text and the foundation of yoga. And I started to feel that I was drawn to it, that there was something that I wanted to know because it didn't talk about God in the form of a particular form or figure. It talked about our connection to something that is bigger than us. And as I started to walk on this path and as I started to explore, and before I go forward, let me tell you that I'm not a spiritual guru. I'm just someone who's on this path to explore what spirituality is because that's something that resonates with me the most. So as I walked on the path of spirituality, I started to realize that there were some myths around this as well. People who were spiritual believed that people who are religious are not doing it the right way, or their sense of spirituality is better than anybody else's sense of spirituality, which is a flawed concept, I believe. For me, spirituality is a very, very personal journey. It's a journey that probably nobody can share to the exact same degree with you. You might have places and things that might be similar to someone else's journey, but you cannot really duplicate it because it's so dependent on our own life's experiences, our impressions that we hold in our mind of who we are as people and the stage of our life that we are in, or the phase of our life that we are in, which means that we are all growing and evolving in this journey. But one very important aspect of spirituality, to really be able to get deep into it and keep it an ever evolving journey, is to have tolerance towards other people. I'm not even saying tolerance in the way that, oh, okay, I will tolerate this, but more in terms of acceptance towards others. Because faith is important for any human. And for a lot of us, faith does manifest as a god or a certain ritual or a certain practice that we do. We have our roots in that particular god, in that practice, in that religion. And there's nothing wrong with that, I believe. And faith is necessary because we as humans have to be able to surrender and surrender fully into something which we believe is bigger than us for us to have the true human experience, to us to fully feel the sense of fulfillment, for us to feel the sense of connection to something bigger than us. When we control too much, when we try to hold on to things too much, it creates tension in us. And humans as such are meant to be in the state of flow. Now, coming to flow, a lot of people believe that flow is to let things happen as they are and just believe that there's something bigger than us, which is going to take care of everything that's happening to us. And again, I personally do not believe in that. I believe the flow state arrives when we are in the state of action, tapped into the fact that we believe that we can truly do whatever we set our heart to. That means that we are tapped into that connection that we have with something that is bigger than us, to the limitless potential that exists in each one of us. And to know that it is an ever-evolving process, which means that we don't seek perfection while we are doing an action. We don't seek that the outcome is going to happen right there and then. And we're not even so driven by what the outcome is going to be. We are driven by one, that strong belief that we have in something and ourselves, that we believe that something is our purpose. We believe that there is something that is way bigger than us. And that's the beautiful thing about purpose, that it's not related to money or fame or success. Purpose is or cuts through all of this. It is the reason why we are present on this earth. And it's a beautiful exchange of receiving and giving. And hence, your purpose will fulfill you, which you receive the fulfillment. But before you receive the fulfillment, it will ask you to give something, something that you never believed maybe that you could. But then faith showed up, and then belief cropped in, and you started tapping into that, and you started doing that, and you started to create a ripple effect in the world, a ripple effect in things around you, in people around you. And that's what purpose really is. And I believe that is what a flow state really looks like. A flow state means to be in that state of action, driven by your sense of purpose, and yet not being attached by the outcome. So let me give you an example in what I do. I might believe that I am successful only if I'm able to impact 10,000 people on this world, or if I have X number of followers on my social media, or I have so many shares and likes on my post. Purpose, on the other hand, is that if I can impact and change the life of even one person, right, partly or completely, I know that that one changed life will impact the life of others. And that's how I'm going to create the ripple effect. So it's not about me. It's about wanting the change in the world. It's about enabling people to see that they are truly capable of transforming and leading a life which they create for themselves as their best versions, and keep it ever evolving. So that's, for me, is the very sense of being in the state of flow. And an important aspect of this is faith, like I spoke about, and the ability to let go, and the ability to surrender, and the ability to say that I have done the action and I can now gently let it go and release. And I'm not defined by this action, though the action is something that's important to me. But this action is going to change and it's going to evolve, and I'm going to grow and I'm going to evolve from here. But in that process, just because I chose this action doesn't make this action the best action possible or the only action possible. Can I have acceptance towards the journeys of others? And spirituality is very all encompassing and very accepting towards everything else, everyone else. There is a gentleness in spirituality, which is really the power of spirituality. It connects across, it cuts across people. And that has been my biggest learning of walking on the path of spirituality. And hence, every time it is asked that what practice is better than the other, or what my practice of spirituality is, or how does it look and feel to me, I tell people that I'm happy to share it with you, but that's not the only way. Your practice of spirituality could look very different from mine, and it could still be as beneficial to you, or as liberating to you, or as grounding to you as mine or someone else's. And again, the spirituality experience is going to change from time to time. It's not going to be the same. So before I close this and leave you with this thought of walking on the path of acceptance towards others and yourself, let me give you a little bit about what a spirituality really means to me. For me, spirituality is knowing that there is, of course, something that is bigger than all of us in this world. And that is very humbling and grounding. And also knowing that I'm a part of that, which is something bigger than me. It's an extension of me, which opens the world of possibilities to me, which tells me that that's an energy that I can tap into. It tells me that that's my possibility. Now, I have actions that can lead me to tap into that. And while I take these actions, I need to have that sense of surrender. and the sense of non-attachment to the fruits of it. And when I say the fruits of it, I mean the material fruits of it. Because while money is important in the world that we live in today, while while recognition is important in the world that we live in today, while fame is important in the world that we live in today, and the sense of success is important in the world that we live in today, all of these are just milestones in the journey, and significant milestones. So I'm not someone being spiritual. I'll tell you that material doesn't matter at all. It does. It does, of course. But it is not what will define whether your pursuit is successful or not. It's a milestone. It's something that needs to be achieved on the way, but it's not something which is a definition of how impactful your work has been. And so while you walk on the path of spirituality, know that it doesn't take you away from your experience as a human. It enables you to stay tapped in, and yet know that even if everything is taken away from you at some point of time in your life, you're still capable of so much more. It doesn't mean that life ends for you there. You are beyond all the things that you believe that define you. If you are someone who is thinking about religion and spirituality and faith and belief, know that it can look very different for you as compared to someone else. There are some aspects of faith and spirituality and religion that might resonate with you, and some aspects that may not. Your journey is to, while know what resonates and what does not, your journey is also to be accepting towards everyone else who thinks a little differently from you, and know that it's always a personal and a one-on-one journey. And may you embark on this, if not for anything else, but just to know yourself a little bit better and know that you truly are limitless. Thank you so much for listening to this. And I would love to get into a conversation with you. So leave a comment, talk to me there, talk to me through my socials. I'm always happy to listen to what do you think about this and your experiences as people. I'm signing off now. Take care of yourself, and you truly are worthy and deserving. Much love.